you start to think about the ways that disciplines can be integrated, I want to take a moment to focus upon another very important facet of understanding interdisciplinary and integrated research problems. That is the role of experience. Several years ago, I joined a team of researchers to look at challenges of math students in community colleges. We analyzed data from all different forms, compiled a data set, and began to do analysis. One member of our team even captured geolocation data that showed where the students were from in comparison to where they went to school and modeled the relationships between math abilities and students by distance to the community college. The team realized that we were missing a very important part of understanding math students in community colleges, and that would be what the math students at community colleges wanted to tell us. It sparked a new phase in our research where we tried to understand the experiences of the students. I tell this story because I think we can sometimes lose a sense of the problem by looking at integrated disciplines and fail to integrate experiences. Stories are the ways in which people describe their experiences and can be especially valuable in understanding integrated problems. Anecdotal evidence is often pilloried by intellectuals who claim to rely more on scientific methods than individual reports of experience. Lim, the editor-in-chief of Trends in Amplification, wrote in 2011 that our own lives are anecdotal, and this is often how we learn. When it comes to proper treatment decisions for the delivery of healthcare, however, we should find something better than that. But while treatment decisions do need to involve good methodological approaches to validity and trustworthiness, experience is about more than how we learn. Experience is how we make meaning. I took my algebra and geometry classes in school just like you did. My teachers tried, as best they could, to tell me that in a right triangle, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I listened. I made the computation, and then I quickly forgot about it. Someone would bring it up on the SAT or GRE prep, so I'd learn it again and then quickly forget about it. I kept dismissing it because there was no meaning attached to it. Until I built a deck in my backyard. I was making the frame, and I wanted to make sure that it was square. Normally, I would break out a framing square and ensure that the boards were perpendicular to one another, but in this instance, one of the edges was 20 feet long. If I was off by even a degree or two, it would be visibly off. It was in that experience that I remembered that I could find a 90-degree angle if I ensured that a squared plus b squared equaled the hypotenuse squared. I literally stood up where I was working, looked into the heavens, and said to my high school geometry teacher, "Miss Flatland, I finally used that piece of useless information." In the story, the formula had meaning. Meaning is not always found in our own experiences. It can also be expressed in the experiences of others. At its best, journalism provides us a lens into the stories that others experience. I may be trying to understand the ecological impacts of a government policy on the use of a waterway to create electricity in the Appalachian community and never hear the stories of how people experience the land, the water, and the need for electricity. I may not understand what the term Black Lives Matter means by my own experience of being a white male in a culture that has advantaged white men until I hear the stories of my black and brown neighbors. I might not fully grasp the meaning of value of a college education until I hear from people who went to college and found opportunities open for them with a degree. I need to hear stories and learn from experiences, not just because this is how we learn, but because this is how we understand. This is why you need to think about how people experience the problem that you're investigating. Bring experiences into the mix. If it's your experience, tell us about it. If it's someone else's, for example, that you found in news articles, cite the sources that share that with us. Bring experience into an understanding of the problem you're trying to solve because experiences are the way we understand.